Good morning. My name is Tony Gonzalez. I'm the judge of the Robstown Municipal Court. Today's date is September 9th, 2022. This is September 7th, 2022. These proceedings are being conducted live via YouTube. They're also being conducted, we're conducting these things on Zoom. Right now, I see that we have two people in the courtroom. And just so you know, even though we're doing this virtually, this is still considered a courtroom. I want to thank y'all for being here today. Today's docket consists of an arraignment docket and a show cause docket. What that means is on the arraignment docket, that means you're here for the first time to answer to your violations. Hold on real quick. We got somebody else that just entered the room. So before I go forward, I want her to be able to connect. Okay, maybe not. Like I was saying, this is the arraignment docket. You're here for the first time to answer to your violation. On the show cause docket, that means that you've already been to court or you've already entered in a plea of guilty or no contest, and you've been asked to do something or pay something, and you haven't done it, and you're now here before the court to ask the court to do something different. Before I go forward, there's certain things I need to let you know. The cases in this courtroom are Class C misdemeanors. The fines normally do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standards as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You don't have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit there today, you are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, does everyone understand these rights? Okay, some additional things I need to let you know. There are consequences beyond this courtroom. For instance, if you are charged with not having insurance, and you are convicted, and you could be subject to a surcharge from the state of Texas. There's other charges that are similar. If you have a question whether your particular charge is subject to consequences outside this courtroom, I strongly suggest you consult a lawyer. If you are not a United States citizen, your status in the United States could be affected by a plea of guilty or no contest and a finding of guilt. So if you find yourself in this situation, you may want to consult a lawyer. Finally, if I order a fine and court cost to be paid and you are unable to do that, there are alternative ways to meet that obligation. There's an application that you can request from the clerks up front. You can either come in person or call them and they will send it to you. You fill it out, we have a hearing, and if you qualify, I could put you on an extended payment plan. I can order community service or a combination of those things, okay? So the way it's gonna work here today, I'm gonna call your case, then I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand, and then I'm gonna ask you how you plea, okay? Don't raise your right hand yet, Mr. Thurman. Then I'm gonna ask you, how do you plea? You're gonna have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are essentially the same thing, in that I will find you guilty and go on to the punishment portion of the case. If you plead not guilty, then we will set you up for a pretrial. At that pretrial, the prosecutor representing the state of Texas will be present. You will have an opportunity to speak to the prosecutor to try to resolve your case. It is at this time, if you have any issues you want to bring up, if you have any defenses that you want to talk about, any evidence you wish him to consider, now that's the time to do it. The prosecutor is the one bringing the case on behalf of the state of Texas. They have the ability to negotiate a plea bargain agreement. They also have the ability to dismiss a case if they feel that it's warranted. So at the pretrial, that is a perfect opportunity to try to get your case resolved. If you are unable to get your case resolved at pretrial, then your case will be set for trial. And that'll depend on whether you pick a trial by jury or a trial before the court. Okay. Any questions before I go further? Okay. That being said, I'm going to call the first case. Court calls cause number 220-700-2218 and 220-700-2219, State of Texas versus Ana Tagle. Ms. Tagle, you can unmute your phone.
Okay, I think it's on.
Okay, there we go. Please raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Ms. Tagle?
Yes.
Okay. You are Ana Tagle, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Tagle, you are charged with 2 offenses. The first being failure to yield right of way causing an accident, and the second being driving without a driver's license. Both of these are alleged to have occurred on August 4th, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of these charges?
Yes.
And do you understand them?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go one by one, okay? With regards to the failing to yield right of way alleged to have occurred on or about August 4th, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You know what? I didn't explain the difference between guilty and no contest. So let me do that, okay? When you plead guilty, when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not contesting the charges. You're not saying you did it. You're not saying you didn't do it. You're just not contesting it, okay? I'll still find you guilty and go to the punishment portion of the case. The difference between the two is that when you plead no contest, if you are sued in a civil court, they can't use your plea of no contest as an admission of guilt or to prove that you are liable. If you plead guilty, they can use that in a civil court. So that's one of the differences, okay? I wanted to make sure I made that clear, okay? So now knowing this, Ms. Tagle, as to the charge of failing to yield right of way causing an accident alleged to have occurred on or about August 4th, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
I still guess guilty.
Okay. The court will accept your plea of guilty on that charge. And as to the driving with no driver's license alleged to have occurred on August 4th, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, the court accepts a plea of guilty on both charges. Now, Ms. Tagle, you had insurance on that day, correct?
Yes.
And has the insurance, are they involved in taking care of this accident?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. And what about the situation with your driver's license?
I just never haven't gotten it.
Okay. You know, you can't be driving without a license.
Yes, I know.
And you know, Robstown's small, and now they know you don't have a license. So they will stop you again, okay, if they see you driving. So I would do everything I can to go and get a driver's license. In the meantime, make sure you don't drive, okay? All right. On the failure to yield right away, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. I'll explain what that is in a minute, Ms. Tagle. It's going to be a fine of $195.90, court cost of $150 for a total of $345.90. And on the no driver's license, I'm also going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. That's going to be a fine of $125 and cost of $97 for a total of $222. So the total on this is, with both charges, is going to be $567.90, Ms. Tagle.
Okay.
can you pay any part of this today?
I could pay, I believe so, yes. And I could do it in payments as well, right? Would that be a part of the payment or?
Well, yes, that's what I'm asking. How much can you pay today?
Um, maybe like, I would say like 100 at least for now.
Okay, then I'm gonna have you pay 100 today, and then you're gonna have until the end of the 90 days to pay the rest, okay?
Okay, okay.
Let me see. Let me get that for you. So that's gonna take you to December 6th, okay?
December 6th. Okay, December 6th.
And where do you live, Ms. Tagle?
305, the address or the city?
Your address,
Okay, 305 Dakota Street.
okay? And that's here in Robstown, correct?
Yes.
And let me have a good phone number for you, please.
361-947-0703.
Okay, so sometime before the end of today, okay, we close at 5 o'clock. I need you to come by the court so you can sign off on the paperwork where you plead guilty, and you can give that $100 payment, okay?
Okay.
Now, remember this, if you don't come by today, or if you don't come by to sign these papers, then a warrant will go out, okay? And I'm not saying it just because of you, but a lot of times people appear on Zoom and then they forget to show up, and I don't want that to happen, okay?
Okay.
Okay, then you have any questions for me before I let you go?
No, I think that is everything. I think I'm okay. Yes.
Okay, all right. We'll talk
All
to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Sir, can I have your name?
Antonio Diosdado.
Antonio qué?
Diosdado.
Diosado. Okay, I got it right here.
Diosdado.
I got you.
¿Sí habla español?
¿Mande?
¿Sí habla español?
Sí,
Para entenderle mejor.
no, está bien. Ok, señor Diosdado, ¿puede levantar la mano derecha? ¿Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada la verdad?
Sí.
Ok, puede bajar la mano. Antes usted entendió lo que le estaba diciendo cuando
Sí,
expliqué.
sí.
Sí, sí, entendiste.
Entiendo un poquito, sí estaba entendiendo.
Ok, so usted sabe sus derechos, los que...
Sí.
Ok, entonces usted está aquí hoy sobre 3 cargos. Los 3 cargos, y aquí voy a tratar de decirlo bien, ¿verdad? Que no se paró en el stop sign, ¿verdad? ¿Entiendes? Que lo están diciendo que no.
Sí estaba
no
parado, pero ella pensó que no me paré. Sí
no, yo sé,
estaba...
nomás te estoy explicando
Sí.
lo que lo que están diciendo, ¿ok?
Está bien, está bien.
Y que estabas conduciendo un coche sin licencia
Sí,
y que estabas conduciendo el coche y tenías una, a ver, ¿cómo
una
se dice?
cerveza abierta.
Sí, sí. So, esos son los
Mira,
tres.
mira, era de otro muchacho, pero a él, era de él.
Ok, pero mira, hoy es nomás para decirte qué son los cargos. Usted tiene el derecho de ponerse no culpable y luego puede hablar con el abogado del estado. Con él le puede explicar de quién era la cerveza, le puede explicar lo que pasó en el stop sign. Si el abogado del estado está de acuerdo con usted, él puede quitar los cargos. Hoy yo de juez, yo no puedo hacer eso, solamente si tenemos un juicio.
Bueno, puedo pagar todo, mejor ya para arreglar todo.
Ok, aquí le voy a preguntar uno por uno. Un momento ahorita. Ok, señor Diosdado, sobre los cargos, usted está acusado de que no se paró en el stop sign el día de 31 de julio 2022 en en la ciudad de Robstown, en el condado de Nueces, en el estado de Texas.
Sí.
Sobre esta cargo, ¿cómo se da? ¿Culpable, no culpable o no contestar?
Culpable, todo culpable.
En el mismo día también está acusado de conduciendo su coche sin licencia. ¿Cómo se da? ¿Culpable, no culpable, no contestar?
Culpable también.
En el mismo día estás acusado de conduciendo un coche con una cerveza abierta. ¿Cómo se da?
También culpable también.
Ok, voy a aceptar su plea de culpable.
Sí.
Sobre el stop sign. Le voy a dar lo que se dice 90 días deferred disposition. No sé cómo decirlo en español, pero
Ajá.
mira, si usted hace lo que le pregunto que haga y paga lo que necesita pagar, esto se lo va a quitar y no le va a afectar a la surganza. ¿Ok? Sobre esa causa, la multa va a ser 168.
Eso está en el 8.
Los gastos son 134.
A ver, una pluma para apuntar.
Mira, usted va a ser necesario de venir a la corte y le van a dar el papel con todos los números, ¿ok?
Con todo, no, o voy allá a Robstown.
¿Usted dónde vive?
En Alice,
Ok, usted puede venir a Robstown
ahí
y y a la corte.
a la serie ahí.
Sí, aquí está por la Main Street, en el
Ahí
City
donde pagan
Hall.
los tickets, ahí donde pagan. Ya fui, ya fui.
Sí, le voy a dar hasta mañana. Yo sé que usted vive en Alice, o nomás si usted puede venir hoy o mañana para firmar sus papeles. Mira, sobre no
Pero
conducir, ¿qué le pasó a la licencia? ¿Por qué no tiene licencia?
es que hace como 10 años tuve un WI y luego me llegó una multa, entonces yo no pude pagarla, nunca me llegó la carta a mí, se enfermó mi papá, mi mamá, entonces no pude pagarla, no pude pagar, entonces todo estaba mandando para México.
Mira, sí hay
Entonces,
manera donde puedes ir con una juez de,
tengo la licencia mexicana y con esa saqué placas, saqué todo,
sí,
con esa.
pues ya sabes que no puedes estar conduciendo si no tienes licencia. Ahora, si tienes licencia mexicana, pues ya ya has estado aquí muchos tiempos, necesitas agarrar una licencia de aquí. De los,
Ajá, sí.
ok. So, mira, sobre la no driver's license, la multa son 125. Los gastos son 81 para 206. Y para el open container, le voy a bajar la multa de 209 a $50.
A ver,
Y,
me puede repetir todo de vuelta para apuntar que
ahorita,
agarré un lápiz?
y los gastos son 76. Ok,
Puedo pagar todo de junto, de un solo,
sí, usted puede pagar todo junto cuando llegue aquí.
todo junto. Yo lo
Sí.
hago.
So, va a ser para el stop sign 302. Para la licencia 206.
Es que no pinto el lápiz. Samantha, me prestó el lápiz que pinte.
Pero mira, cuando usted venga,
Sí.
totalmente va a ser 634 para todo.
664.
634. 634.
Ajá. 600.
600, sí.
634. Ok. Así,
Ok.
yo puedo pagarlo este fin de semana. Mañana tengo un trabajito. Estoy haciendo. Mañana
Ok.
me pagan. Yo puedo, lo que solo va a ser en money orden, ¿verdad?
Está
En
bien.
money orden.
Pero mira, está bien que lo pagues al fin de semana, pero necesito que vengas a la corte a firmar los papeles para mañana.
Mañana. Entonces, mañana puedo ir para allá.
Sí, y el pago lo puede ser el viernes, ¿ok?
Está bueno.
Ok.
¿Y cómo? Oiga, ¿y su hermano todavía está en Agua Dulce?
Mi hermano estaba en Agua Dulce, sí.
Todavía, lo conozco. Yo ya trabajé en los tanques de semilla.
Ah, ok.
Yo ahí lo conozco a él. Bien linda gente.
No, sí, está.
No
Mucha
sabía que
gente
si
dice
todavía,
que
le iba a preguntar si todavía estaba ahí en Agua Dulce.
sí, ahí está corriendo otra vez.
Todavía va a
Señor
correr de
Diosdado,
vuelta. Está bueno.
deme su número de teléfono.
Yo mañana voy para Robstown.
Ok, deme su número de teléfono, por favor.
La 361 756 0039.
Ok, entonces lo miramos mañana.
Bueno, yo voy mañana. ¿Cómo a qué horas?
Abrimos a las 8 y cerramos a las 5.
Ahí me le saluda a su hermano, un día que le hable. Habló Antonio de Aguadulce ahí, que
Yo le digo.
sí, con él me la llevo bien. Ahí me paraba yo a visitarlo.
Yo le digo, señor Diosdado. Gracias.
Gracias. Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Good morning. What's your name, sir? Okay, Mr. Garza, come forward. Okay, you got a charge. You can go back. I just needed you like right there. You got a charge, Mr. Garza. Let me call your case. Court cause number 2207-002257, State of Texas versus Ray Luis Garza. Mr. Garza, you are charged with the offense of open container alleged to have occurred on August 14, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge? You understand it? Okay, before I go further, I gotta let you know some rights that you have. These are Class C misdemeanors. The fines normally do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury. You can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases, but an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standard as if you were an attorney. You also have the right to remain silent. You don't have to testify your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you stand there today, you are innocent until proven guilty. You understand these rights? Okay. Other things I need to let you know. There are consequences beyond this courtroom on certain charges. For instance, driving with no insurance you can get charges from the state of Texas. I have no control over that. If you have a question whether your charge is one of those, I would consult a lawyer. If you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in that situation, I would consult a lawyer. Finally, if I order a fine and court cost and you are unable to pay that, there's other things that you can do. There's community service, there's extended payment plans, and in certain circumstances, I can waive fines and costs. Do you understand all this? Okay. All right. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to ask you, how do you plead? You're going to have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest, those are the same thing in that I will find you guilty. The difference is that when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not contesting it. You're not saying you did it. You're not saying you didn't do it. You're just not contesting it. Okay. The difference between the two is that when you plead guilty, that can be used against you in a civil court. If someone were to sue you, I don't see how they would on a case like this. And a plea of no contest, they can't use it in the civil court. Okay. All right. That being said, Mr. Garza, you are charged once again with the offense of open container alleged to have occurred on or about August 14, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. You are aware of those charges, correct? And you understand them. As to the charge of open container on or about August 14, 2022 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead? The court will accept your plea of guilty. Mr. Garcia, so let's hear. What did they find in your car? What was it? A beer in the back seat. You weren't driving with the beer or anything. They were just in the back seat. Okay, Mr. Garza, normally the fine, I'm going to place you on what's called deferred disposition. That way, when you pay what I ask you to pay, the case will get dismissed. Okay, that way it doesn't stay with you. And so long as you don't get in trouble for 90 days, that'll get dismissed. The fine normally is $209.90. Okay, I'm going to lower that to $50. Okay. Now the costs are $76. I don't have control over that. So the costs are $76. So total, is $126 instead of $285.90. So te los abajé, you know, that way, you know, I know you broke the law. You're not supposed to have those cans in the back, but I know sometimes we forget that we have stuff there, okay? I'm gonna give you 90 days to pay it off. Okay, that'll get that. Okay. That'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, no, you can do that, okay? So I'll give you 90 days. You go pay half right now, that'll get you halfway there, okay? Any questions for me? Yeah, just go back over there where you're waiting. I'm gonna give them the file and they'll take care of you, okay? Yes, they do. Okay. Yeah, you're free to go. You can go to the, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Court calls number 2206-001952, State of Texas versus Michael Luna Jr. Michael Luna Jr. Let the record reflect that Mr. Luna did not show up. Court calls number 2204-00842, State of Texas versus Hermina Arriaga. Hermina Arriaga, let the record reflect that Ms. Arriaga did not show up. Court calls number 2204C003, State of Texas versus Brianna Martinez. Let the record reflect that Ms. Martinez did not show up. Court calls number 2203-000481, State of Texas versus Juan Mejia. Let the record reflect that Mr. Mejia did not show up. Court calls number 2205-00100, State of Texas versus Jessica Reyes. Let the record reflect that Ms. Reyes did not show up. Court calls number 2205-001157, State of Texas versus Rosa Villalobos. Let the record reflect that Rosa Villalobos did not show up. Court calls number 2204-000837, State of Texas versus Mylene Gonzalez. Let the record reflect that Ms. Gonzalez did not show up. Court calls number 1102-00009, 1102-00010, and 1102-00008B, State of Texas versus Cynthia Garcia. Let the record reflect that Ms. Garcia did not show up. The time is 10:39 a.m. and we are off the record.